Sushma ma'am. Hello, Sushma ma'am. Am I audible, ma'am?
Ma'am, can you hear me?
Yes, Naglata ma'am.
Yeah. Ma'am, I think I'm audible now.
Yes, ma'am, you're audible. You can go ahead.
Dhanavashini, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Sudarshan, sir, shall we start?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, happy morning, sir.
Yeah. Happy morning, ma'am.
Welcome for Kanaka Parameshwari Arts and Science College again, sir.
Thank you. This was so we did the quiz almost 8 years back, 10 years back, 2010.
Yes.
It was 2010. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. You go ahead.
Okay. Session, sir. So there will be a formal invocation. Then we'll go to the session.
Surely, no problem. I'll wait.
Zara.
Yes, ma'am. Can I start?
Carry on.
Okay, ma'am. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. It's lovely to see you all in this wonderful morning. Thank you all for joining with us in this session on leadership in startup. Prayer does not change the God, but it changes him who prays. So let us begin the session by seeking blessings from Goddess Vasavamba with a prayer. I call upon Miss Dhanavarshini from second MCOM to sing a prayer. Over to
Shri
you, Dhanu.
Yeah, yes, thank you. Shri Maheshwari Vasavi Nagarishwari Parameshwari Kamitarthamulicche Brobhamukanyaka Parameshwari Shri Maheshwari Vasavi Nagarishwari Parameshwari कामितार्थमुलिच्चे ब्रोवमुकन्यका परमेश्वरी देवदेवी महेश्वरी जगदीश्वरी भुवनेश्वरी काभवेममुयल्लवेलकन्यका परमेश्वरी बालचन्द्रकिरीटधारिणि भव्यसुन्दररूपिणी वैशवंशयशोभिवर्धिनि कन्यका परमेश्वरी श्रीमहेश्वरि वासवी नगरीश्वरी परमेश्वरी कामितार्थमुलिच्चे ब्रोवमुकन्यका परमेश्वरी कन्यका परमेश्वरी कन्यका परमेश्वरी Thank you.
Thank you, Dhanavashini. A smile is the best form of introduction. I call upon Dr. A.S. Nagalata ma'am to give welcome address and introduction of chief guest.
Thank you, Zara. It gives me an immense pleasure to welcome you all on behalf of our management, our correspondents, T. Gugilam Ramesh sir, our principal madam, Dr. D. Mohanashri, Vice Principal, Dr. P.B. Vanitha madam, and Dr. M.B. Vinay madam, and IIC team of Sri Kanaka Parameshwari Arts and Science College for Women. I'm happy to welcome our resource person and all the participants for joining with us digitally for the session on leadership in startup, organized by IIC in association with IQAC of a college which focused to explore the role of leadership in startup and outline a model to influence startup. Leadership is a capacity to I take this opportunity to welcome and introduce our young and energetic resource person of the day to share his thoughts on leadership in startups, Mr. Sudarshan Mantri, Senior Vice President of Spark Capital Private Limited, an investment advisory based firm. Mr. Sudarshan Mantri graduated in Lilo College and completed his MBA from ICFAI Mumbai. He started his career as a senior manager in Indus Bank in 2012. Then he was recruited as a director in HDFC, a private banking group. Recently moved as a senior president of Spark Capital Private Limited. He has keen interest in economics and stock markets. During his 12 years of experience, he has worked with a team of intellectual and grown with experience to manage a team of young professionals. He wrote many articles in international bank journals and has also given a lecture at various college summits. He takes a keen interest in marketing, growing business, and a unicorn on listing regards. He is passionate in singing. He is a good orator. He believes in value and dharma. With this note, I once again welcome you, sir, and the participants. Thank you for giving your presence, sir. The floor is open for you. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. That was a very kind introduction, Naglata ma'am. I would like to thank the principal, the correspondent, and the coordinators. I think this is a very wonderful platform that you're giving your students today to interact with industry professionals. I've seen a few videos of various seminars that have been conducted over years, over last few weeks, I believe, especially specifically on startups. I think it gives a lot of perspective to students outside of lecture halls, and I'm sure they would be exposed to understanding industry the way it is actually outside of college life and outside of your business school life. So yeah, so and I should also thank you all to help me go back to my school life or college life, where every meeting used to start with an invocation. At corporate life, it straight goes to the agenda. So thank you again. So we'll go hit straight to the topic. The idea of this is I'm not going to. There is no presentation. I have no presentations prepared. We will keep it more interactive. I genuinely request you to open your chat windows and keep it active. You can keep typing in, and we'll try to keep it more interactive, and then that's how we will shape up the entire conversation. And I'm sure there will be some takeaways for you in terms of understanding how a leader in startup behaves, right? I mean, how a leader should be in startup. So I'll request Naglata ma'am to share her window and open a Word file. We can start with understanding this topic, and then we'll progress with the session. Can you just share the Word file, ma'am? Just an open blank Word file, if you can share. Or Shushma ma'am, you can also share it if you are already.
I'm sharing the screen.
Yes, ma'am. I hope everybody has kept their chat windows active on the other side, right? Yeah. Great. So you can also, what you can do is list down your expectations on from what is your expectation from this session while we are listing down the agenda. So leadership in startup. There are two big words there, leadership and startup. So we'll try to understand what is a startup first in a very layman's language, and then what is being a leader. I'm sure a lot of management studies cover this topic. What is an ideal leader, or what is our leadership skills? What are the skills required for leadership? So we will try to keep it very simple in terms of understanding what is leadership, what is startup, and then we will. So the point number one would be understanding startup, ma'am. What is a startup? You can just mention that. The number 2 point is what is a leader, right? I mean, we'll try to understand who's a leader. We'll try to take examples in this. Who is a leader? Yeah. Third point is, how does a startup originate, right? I mean, we'll try to understand how does a startup originate from its process in terms of what goes on in a mind of a person who's wanting to open a company, come up with a new business model, right? We'll try to understand that, and in the process, we will also understand what a leader should be doing during these phases, right? We'll try to understand what a leader should be good at or should be doing while the startups originate to the point of it becoming a unicorn, right? Now there's a word I've used, unicorn, here. We will try to understand. I hope you all understand what a unicorn is in startup. Anybody quickly can put it on the chat for us? What is a unicorn? I used the word unicorn. Do we have anybody typing quickly and let us know what a unicorn is? So, okay. So basically a unicorn, basically a startup is a company which starts its own business from a very scratch, right? A single table, and then it moves up to becoming a conglomerate in itself. So a startup, a horse which can fly, okay. A horse which can fly, absolutely. Monopolizing, okay. An imaginary creature, okay. So you are giving me definitions of unicorn. So let's link it with business world, right? Unicorn is a very imaginary figure. There is no unicorn as an animal in this planet. A horse that can fly is something like a small business that can fly. A small business that starts to fly becomes a unicorn. So basically, in terminology terms, if we will try to understand what a unicorn is, a company which has grown in valuation to become a $1 billion company, right? A $1 billion company. That is a unicorn in startup terms, right? So the word is very much derived from the meaning that you're putting it, but a small business that can start flying can become a $1 billion company is called a unicorn. The startup attains a unicorn status after that, right? And then you have decacorn and a lot of terminologies that are there. So basically, the idea is a startup is full-fledged a unicorn when it attains a $1 billion, and then from there it becomes a self-sufficient business. It becomes a business which is a 10-year-old business. The business models that are there existing in the market today, you name it, be it the Hindustan Unilever or be it ITC or be it, so these companies then become self-sufficient and start growing, right? So a unicorn is a company which becomes self-sufficient, goes to IPO, or requires no more funding after a point, and the cash flows of that particular business starts to generate its own capital. I mean, it starts to fund its own growth after that. So that's what a startup in terms of unicorn, in terms of startup language, is defined like, right? Okay. So coming to what is a startup? I mean, this name has become a very big fashion, right? I mean, quickly, if you can pen down what is a startup, if we can just have quickly, what do you think is a startup? Quick. So the idea is it's something that is become a fashionable word in the business world today, business environment. We are seeing a lot of companies coming, like a lot of ideas coming into origination and becoming business models and growing to become huge successes. So what is startup basically? Starting a business. Anybody else quickly? Implementing our business idea into a practical way. Absolutely. It's the right way of putting it. Very nicely put, Abhinami Sundari. Anybody else? So basically, let's look at any business that you want to start. You want to start a tailoring business tomorrow after schooling or college, it's a startup. Anything, even if you want to open I think one of the speakers spoke about Vadai shop, right? So Vadai shop, if you want to start a Vadai shop, you will see that it becomes a startup. You go implement it, open it, it is a startup. But technically, what becomes a startup, right? I mean, you are looking at a lot of businesses around you. You walk the street today and you see tea shops, you see tailors, you see showrooms, retail showrooms, you see grocery markets. Paramudar is one of the biggest examples of formalizing of business. So when you go so what a startup does is, a startup business technically is, you find a gap. You see that there is a gap in a certain business structure. That is where the idea comes to you. You originate that idea, right? So let's take an example of Chai Wale. I hope, have you all had tea at Chai Wale or Chai Kings? Yes, no, quickly. Do you know the name Chai Wale or Chai Kings or Madras Coffee House? Yeah. So basically, what was this business? It is nothing but a regular tea shop that you will generally see in your generally see every 10 shops. You'll see a tea shop on your roads, right? But what has Chai Wale done, or what has Chai Kings done, or Madras Coffee House done is it has formalized that business. He came up with an idea that there is a gap. These businesses are run as smaller enterprises. So let me formalize it, bring a business model around it, and start opening stores across the geography, right? Wherever you have corporate offices, wherever you have colleges, wherever you see a commercial market, you open this particular shop, and it will do well because it will find customers. It will find because for me, if I'm going to be paying and standing at a road and paying 10 rupees for a chai, instead I pay 15 rupees and I get a better environment where I can stand inside and drink the same tea, coffee, or any juice for that matter. So basically what I was trying to come in terms of point is, a startup is an idea. You identify a gap. You see that, okay, another example is retail showrooms that you see today, bigger showrooms like Sarvana, or for that matter multi-brand stores like Sarvana, or you see a single brand stores like Shoppers Stop or Pantaloons. What have they done? They have also formalized that this particular business. So earlier you must have seen, probably 15 years back or 25 years back, when we were shopping, right? When we used to shop, we used to go to smaller stores which are family run businesses. So and then you will have a single point of you will go there and you will buy clothes, right? I mean, so for sari you will go to X shop, for shirts you will go to Y shop. So likewise you will have various vendors that you will go and buy your products from. So what what was the startup idea there? Let me bring it under one store. Let me bring all the brands under one store, and let me open a huge showroom, right? We are not talking about the pricing. Let's not talk about the pricing. The idea is, you basically get an idea. You see a gap, you formalize that idea in terms of a business model, and yes. Okay. So you basically find a gap in the market. It may be a very simple idea, but the idea, the point here is, you formalize it, bring a business model around it, and you start that business, right? You need to have conviction in your conviction, and then that's how you start your business. So that's what a startup is, right? I mean, I hope I have brought a perspective. We all knew startups, but the idea is, technically what a startup does is it finds a gap which is not there existing in the market, and as a business model is something new that you try, like Paytm, which was never there, wallets. You look at Zomato, delivery of food. All these while, we always used to have delivery boys from hotels. If they have that kind of a service available, then they used to deliver, but never used to delivery of food was never a big thing. But suddenly Swiggy's and Zomatos of the world found the gap. They came, they established a business model, and today Swiggy and Zomato are unicorns of the world. You're looking at companies like Udaan. Have you heard of Udaan? If your parents are in smaller businesses, you should use this Udaan app. It's a beautiful app. Zara says yes, you have. Anybody else who's heard about Udaan? So what does Udaan do? It's basically, there is a wholesaler sitting in Paris today, Paris market. And then there is a small general store merchant sitting in Porur, right? He cannot, every time if he has to do a purchase, he has to come down to Paris market and then buy stuff and then take it along with him. In the process, there would be pilferages, there would be laws, he would have to incur a lot of logistic costs. If he's going to take it into auto, yes, logistic cost is there, or on his two-wheeler, risk of life, risk of pilferages, because there's a long distance that he has to travel. What Udaan did, Udaan brought an app. He contacted all the merchants sitting in Paris area today, which is the wholesale market, which we all know. He jotted down all their lists of products that they're dealing in, basis the merchant name. and a person sitting in Porur can order it, and Udan will deliver it to the vendor sitting, to the merchant sitting in Porur. You're getting my point? So what happened was, you found a gap and you filled it with a proper business model. If this business model comes to grow, eventually it becomes a unicorn, it becomes a huge success, which is what we are seeing as Swiggy and Zomato today. Or it may be Udan, which is in their test phase, and eventually it is a unicorn today for sure. But the fact that a national launch kind of a thing today is something which is pending with Udan, we will see it doing well depending upon its influx of business, right? So point here is, we are looking at startups in a way where the business idea has never been explored, has never been discussed. Now, coming to a very boring topic, what is a leadership? Who is a leader, or what is leadership? Let's have. I'm not going to cover this. Let's have some textbook knowledge in terms of what is a leader, or if you can just pin it down, write it down for me. Yeah. The one who stands for all responsibility. Come on. There has to be a lot of, I think, how many participants are there? 288. I think I should at least receive 100 responses for this. This is a very simple question. Quickly. Presence of mind and risk handling capacity. Who has all the qualities? Okay. So Zara, since you've been active, let's ask you, what's then, since you said who has all the qualities, a manager also has all the qualities. So what is the difference between a manager and a leader? Can you quickly let us know?
So manager allows the employees, he mostly focuses on the company and the employees. But a leader is one who is very active, like in all the point of aspects in a company.
Okay. So then what is the difference between a leader and a coach? Anybody else can leader and a coach? Okay, so let's bring a perspective here. Who's a leader? Let's bring an example of army here, away from business world, right? A person who heads a captain, or a lieutenant captain, or a captain, or who is he? He is somebody who's on the field, who's leading from the front, and he's equally knowledgeable about all the aspects of war, or military for that matter, be it weapon, be it strategy, be it be it the geography where he is operating from, or be it the government policies around it, or for that matter even procurement of weapons. So a person who leads from the front has knowledge, has has the knowledge, and he's also there on the field, right? A coach is never there on the field. A coach is somebody who gives direction, right? So a consultant becomes a coach eventually in business world, whereas a leader is somebody who's already there in the field. He's grown from being a manager to becoming a leader, managing a team. So when I say manager is somebody who knows to manage his work. So his domain knowledge, his expertise, his technical expertise is very high, right? He would be, you give him a XYZ work and he will do it efficiently. A good manager will do it efficiently. But what is a leader? When he starts to grow in the system, right? When he starts to grow in the system with experience, with a lot of situation handling that he has done, a lot of situations that he has gone through. So he will eventually become a leader. When I say leader, a leader is somebody who can foresee things, who can lead from because when he can foresee things, he can lead from the front, right? He can see something which a manager is not able to see, or the other employees in the organization are not able to see, be it a changing environment, be it a change in product strategy, or pricing strategy. So he's somebody who's looking ahead of time, who's somebody leading from the front, and who's seeing things which a regular manager is not able to see, or an employee will not be able to see, because he has a macro view. And a leader is also a person who actually takes his team together and pushes towards a particular goal, right? It can be a small goal of a department in a corporate, or it can be a larger goal of a corporate growing at a certain percentage every quarter, right? So this is what uh, yeah. So manager is who establishes only the boss and employee relationship, but leader is goes through more than this relationship and motivates and advises. Absolutely bang on. This is what I was trying to say. But a leader is also a person who knows the domain knowledge. He may not be doing that domain knowledge, but he is somebody who's been on field, knows the business very well, and eventually has grown in the organization to motivate others to do the same thing, right? So absolutely right. I think yeah, boss is somebody who's there, but a boss can be a leader is a question mark. We will never know if a boss can be a good leader unless you work with him and understand. So boss cannot be need not be a leader, but a leader certainly is a boss, because eventually a leader will have a strong following, uh, uh, because he's somebody who's in the front, and he's somebody where all the employees connect with him, right? So that's a leader for us. Now so I think this is leadership for us generally. In general terms, we've covered a lot of understanding in terms of what a leader is, what a startup is. Now let's take a example. Can somebody interact with me with regard to this example? I want somebody else, not Zara, not Yoga Lakshmi, not uh, Reshma, or anybody or Abhirami for that matter, who's been active till now. I would want somebody new, a fresh person who can interact with me to understand. We'll bring now the third part of the business, where how a startup grows and what is the role of leader in each of these aspects, and understand and zero down on what are the qualities that are most important for a leader in a startup, right? So let's have somebody who can interact. I'm okay even if you interact in Tamil with me.
Sir,
I will be, yeah, your name?
My name is Dhanavarshini, sir.
Sorry, Dhanavarshini. Okay, hi,
Yes, sir.
Dhanavarshini. So
Hello, sir.
you did the invocation, right? Okay, hi. So Dhanavarshini, let me take you. So where do you stay? Quickly.
I'm in Chennai, sir.
Where in Chennai?
Saukarpet.
Oh, you're based out of Saukarpet. So when
Yes,
you
sir.
walk the street of Saukarpet, right? I mean, the Paris area. What is the business that you like the most? I mean, when you walk the street, you're seeing, your eyes are open. You're looking at all the boards around you, be it the food business, be it the merchant business in terms of wholesale trading business, or in
Merchant,
terms
sir.
of
Merchant, sir. Merchant.
what merchant? What merchant?
Yeah, textile merchant, sir. Cloth merchant, sir.
Sorry?
Cloth merchant, sir.
Cloth merchant. Okay, cloth merchant. You like the cloth merchant business is what you're trying to
Yes,
say.
sir.
Okay. So now if you wear, so is your father a cloth merchant by any chance?
No, sir.
No. Okay. So what? So basically, if you were to do a startup, you were to come up with a startup idea. We have understood what a startup is right now, right? Okay. So if you were to understand a startup idea, what do you see is a gap in cloth merchant business today? I mean, what do you see is a gap? Where do you see, you think an idea can come and we can start a new business? You're there with me?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, tell me. Okay, so let's bring a perspective, because she said cloth merchant. We'll try to understand what are the various business models in cloth merchant. You would be either a person who would have his own direct manufacturer, who would have his own direct shop sitting out of Saukarpet, or you would be a commission agent who would be working between a manufacturer and a wholesaler, or you would be a wholesaler doing trading business, supplying to various showrooms, right?
Yes,
These
sir.
are the businesses that are there. These are
Yes,
the
sir. Yes,
major
sir.
businesses that we see. So
Yes.
where do you see you want to be? Where do you see you want to be in
I
these
just
three businesses? You want to be a
want to
manufacturer,
be
you
as a
want to be,
commission agent, sir.
you want to be as a commission agent.
Commission
Okay,
agent.
understood. So okay, you can mute yourself, Dhanavashni. Dhanavashni, you can mute yourself.
Yeah, yes, sir.
I think there is somebody else's thing which is okay. Yeah, so basically now we'll try to understand. Dhanashri says she wants to be a commission agent in the cloth market, right? Now, will this be a startup? Yes, it is a startup. She's starting her own business. She's becoming a commission agent. Agreed. But will this be called a startup? As yet, I don't think so. I mean, technically, we will have to figure out where we can figure out where we can get a a particular idea which can fit where there is a gap in the entire business model of a cloth merchant business or cloth business for that matter. Now, so the point here is let's say a simple market of a handkerchief, right? A simple market of a handkerchief. Oh, let's take a bigger product market of a shirt. I mean, shirt business, right? You specialize in shirt business. The idea is you are a commission agent. So what you're trying to do is you are working with the tailors and with various, suppliers of cloth material. So you develop a portal which was going to be helping a lot of retailers to choose material from from all the dealers that are there in your portal to a lot of tailors that are there in your area. So what happens is the material goes from XYZ dealer which you like, and it goes to the tailor of your area for stitching with your measurements, right? Simple business model. I'm just thinking wild and trying to get a business model. Is this business model there somewhere at this point of time? I don't think so. I'm not sure. I'm sure there would be something like that, but not exactly the same. So in this, what is the so this idea is there now, right? So Dhanavashini, what do you think is the most important thing in this idea at this point of time? So we have thought the business model that we will be specializing in shirts. We will match the vendor to the tailor in your area, and we will deliver the shirt in 2 days this time. What is most important in this? Dhanavashini, you're there? Okay, so I think we'll keep it as something that I will try to cover. So see, in this, the idea is there now, right? When I come up with an idea, someone should unmute you. Okay, wait, let me unmute you. Okay, yeah, Dhanavashi, go ahead.
Yeah, yes, sir. Sir, actually here we need both of them, sir. If raw material
Yeah,
if
tell me.
raw material is ready, he can directly contact to tailor and to and start the stitching. If there is no raw material, so raw material is the
No. So tell me, you as a person who's come up with this idea, what is do you have conviction in this idea? Will you have conviction? Let's say you have conviction in this idea. You want to take this risk. What is the first thing that you will what you would need to do?
Contact the manufacturer, sir.
Okay.
And
so that is your market research work that would happen, right? Market research. Let's go to market research later. Let's come to the first. You're sitting in a room and you're thinking this idea. What is it for a leader in a startup to do in this kind of a set? What is in it? What is the skill level required for a leader in a startup when you come up with this idea? So basically, you've come up with a business model which is not there in the market. So you are taking a big risk, right?
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes,
and you're
sir.
coming up with a vision. You're coming up with a vision that I will provide cheapest material with quality service on tailoring to the person in 2 days' time or 3 days, 3 or 4 days' time, right? Turnaround time of 4 days, and the shirt is delivered to your house. So you don't really have to go to your tailor, or you don't have to go to the dealer to actually buy material, right? So basically, you have a vision of helping people to cover both purchase, tailoring, and delivery at one go. through this particular business model, right? Am
Yes,
I right?
sir. Yes, sir.
So we are going to be seeing that you are going to be taking a lot of risk because this idea has never been tried. So leader should have a risk taking capacity, right? Especially in startup, because when you start a new business, you're looking at that leader should have a vision, and that vision in terms of, no, my business model, even if for 2 years is going to be in loss, I know this business model will become a huge success eventually, right? So you need to have a vision for sure first initially. So can we go to the Word file, ma'am, Naglata ma'am? So basically, a leader initially, when you come up with the idea, right, you are now you've come up with an idea and you are starting to work on the detailed analysis of textile manufacturers and tailors. Okay, that's market research part. That will come at a later stage. So first, when you come up with an idea, you have a vision in your head, and you are very sure that this vision is going to turn around into a big successful business. The next is your risk taking capacity. What is your risk taking capacity today? I mean, are you willing to take the risk to turn this entire idea into a formalized business, right? Are you're with me? You're with me on this? So first is you come with the leader in a startup has to have a huge, very tight vision, very strong vision that he is going to be creating something big, and it is going to be a success eventually, right? We never thought business like what is the business which made the huge maximum loss? Okay, we never thought Baiju would be a big business today, right? Baiju, when it started, was incurring huge loss. The founder of Baiju came up with this idea where he thought, okay, let me identify a gap and then fill the gap by coming up with interactive animated learning modules, so that the students who do not who can so that the students can learn these applications, the applications of studies. They can actually learn it by going through the learning modules which Baiju came up with. I hope you know Baiju. You know Baiju, right? Shah Rukh Khan coming up with those advertisements. Yes, no, quickly. Yes, Noor Asif said, okay. So Baiju identified, maybe he was in loss for 3-4 years, but he had a vision that, no, this company is going to be a big unicorn for me. This idea is going to click. So you have a vision, you start with a tight vision, right? And then he took the risk. He put his own money, he took a lot of investors, convinced them to put their money, and then built the idea into a huge conglomerate today. What it is, right? It is a huge unicorn. So the two qualities that distinguish a regular leader in a big management company to a leader in startup is the risk that he takes and the vision he comes with, right? So this is the first phase of leadership. So these 2 points, Naglata ma'am, you can put it on your Word file, and we can then show what are the qualities of a leader that distinguishes a regular leader to a leader specifically in a startup business. We have 15-20 minutes now, so we'll go to the next part of business. So now comes where you guys have been pointing out on the market research part, right? I mean, so Dhanashri now goes to Dhanavarshini now goes to she has got the idea, she's convinced that it's going to work. Now she's going to do the market research, right? She's going to do a market research in terms of who are the vendors, who are the dealers in market, what are the types of cloth, what is the understanding of cloth, how many shirts does a regular professional need. She will need to understand what is a turnaround time for a tailor to stitch the product, what are the margins that a regular dealer works with, what is the margin at which a tailor stitches a shirt, and then come to the delivery aspect of it. How many deliveries will I need to do? One is I need to get the material from the dealer to the tailor, from to the tailor to the person who's eventually purchasing it. You will need an IT platform which is good enough for somebody to go on that platform, buy a shirt material, and then choose a tailor in that area. So you'll also have to create a portal, IT portal around it. right? So basically, idea is not everything. This step is most important, is where you do your marketing research and research on the business, right? And through this, while doing this research, you are coming up with, you are increasing your domain knowledge, right? You are increasing your domain knowledge. You are getting to know about this particular market that you want to enter, right? So I will understand what is this market size, what are the margins that can I expect, how many tailors are there in each area, where are the most of the cloth dealers sitting, based out of. So basically you are trying to, and what are different types of cloth material. So right, I mean, so technical expertise, and then you also need to build a portal. So you'll also need to understand how the IT interface work. Now you are a management graduate, right? You are a management graduate. You don't know anything about engineering. You don't know anything about IT, in information technology, as to how to build how do I build an app, how do I build a website. So you will need to share this vision or idea with somebody who can come and collaborate and create a huge platform for you. So the third point is most important, is you need to be tight with your domain knowledge. When I say domain knowledge, in that particular field, you will need to know stuff. You will need to know what are the nitty-gritties of that particular business. You will have to gain experience on that, right? So the next important thing is, yeah, the domain expertise, right? So ma'am, you can put that domain expertise as the third point. And then when you are and you also need to when I say domain expertise, you basically should be a good manager, right? That's what the leader and manager concept came, right? We understood who's a manager and who's a leader. Manager with experience will become a leader. So as the experience increases, the manager tends to become a leader, right? So basically, and with that, your domain knowledge should also keep increasing. You should not be somebody who is just a leader but does not know anything about domain knowledge, right? Um, so your domain knowledge and your experience should go hand in hand, and eventually then only then you will be a respected leader. Otherwise, you will be a leader in just a name. Basically, you will become a boss who is not respected, right? A boss need not be respected always, but a leader should be respected always, right? So you're getting my point now. So your domain knowledge should be tight. Now when your domain knowledge is completely in place, what are you going to do next? You're going to build. So you have done your research. You have you have collaborated with 2 or 3 engineers who also share this vision with you. You brought 2 or 3 people together, right, who share this vision. You need funding. You need this to get into all this. You need funding to start the portal, to start the business. You will have to do a lot of advertising. You will need a lot of funding. You'll need a lot of capital, right? So a leader in a startup is also responsible for the startup to continuously run financially, or um, um, be financially stable in terms of the costs that are going to be incurred as long as the idea becomes a huge success, right? So you need to keep attracting uh, a lot of investors. So your relationship with the industry should be very high, right? So leader is not just going to be doing the business, but he's also going to be gathering funds. So he should have a lot of industry connect. You should know the business. Maybe you take funding from Raymond on this. Maybe you can take funding in this particular business. You can take funding from Reliance Industries, which is in textile business. You can take funding from or a very small example, you can take funding from a very small industry. Maybe have you guys heard of Tirupur market, the cloth market in Tirupur? I'm sure somebody would be from Tirupur or would have roots from Tirupur. Have you had a company called Eastman Logistics?
Yes, sir.
Eastman, yeah. So you really need not go to Raymond, or you can take funding from Eastman Logistics if you are able to explain the business model. So your industry connect should be tight. You should know about industry, about that particular industry, right? So we have covered the points. Domain knowledge is important. So first is risk taking capability. You should have a vision with which you start the entire business idea. Third is your you get you need to have domain knowledge, where you are basically an expertise. You become an expertise by virtue of training yourself in that particular field. Then you come to where you know the industry, where you can go and raise capital from them, right? Have industry connections, or increase your industry connections by virtue of increasing your experience, right? I mean, you may be working now, probably you're studying now. So tomorrow, if you go outside, you would start working. You would see a lot of, you would meet a lot of industry people, right? I mean, LinkedIn is a famous LinkedIn is a famous app today for reaching out to various industry experts today, right? I mean, I use LinkedIn a lot. Again, LinkedIn was a startup, right? So LinkedIn was a startup. They felt that the industry does not know each other. Let me come up with an application where industries can where the professionals can come online and make their own profile. So it is Instagram for people who are Instagram for people who do not want who want to connect in the business world, right? So the point is, so yeah, connections, and then you build a team, right? Connections is not just in terms of industry connects for funding, but also building a team. Somebody who's very good at IT, somebody who's very good at client servicing, somebody who's very good at or has an experience in the technical part of it, right? The cloth, you may understand what are different cloths, but what is each cloth weight? Are we sourcing that particular cloth at the right, because number of stitches in particular square inch, all that becomes important, right? So collaborating, not just for funding, but collaborating in terms of bringing sorry, there was a phone call. So collaborating not just in terms of funding, but also collaborating in terms of bringing a team together and starting the entire setup, right? So that is collaboration. And then you need one is you have a vision, right? Once you have formed the team, you would need, so what is different from a regular business setup to a startup business setup, right? I today joined HDFC Bank. The processes are all set. They know what they want to do. There are different teams doing different aspect of business at the bank. Somebody is on the service side, somebody is on the sales side, somebody is on the credit side, somebody is doing the research part of it. So everything is set. You just get recruited in and you start working in that particular role, because that company is an established company. But in case of startup, everything you do is you're doing it for the first time, right? Your business model today, you need a team size of 10 people, you need a team size of 6 people, you need a team size of 15 people, is something that will evolve as in how you grow, right? As in how you grow. So this leader who's sitting there should be, of course, he needs to have a vision, but he'll also need to be very flexible. He'll need to be flexible in terms of understanding and foreseeing what is the team size, and also react if there is a need to add team members or reduce team members. He can do that, or add product line or reduce product line. He can do that, or add geography or reduce geography, is something that he'll have to keep himself flexible towards, right? So the fifth point is flexible. So ma'am, the first is vision, second is risk taking capacity, third is domain knowledge, fourth is collaboration with industry, fifth point is I will say your where was I? Fifth point is something to do with being flexible, right? So you need to be tight on your vision, but be flexible, right? And you should be able to communicate to your team what you are doing, what is your vision, right? A leader should be able to communicate to the team, especially in a startup, right? The corporate like a HDFC Bank or any bank today, or any FMCG company is growing. It will continue to grow. You be a manager, you do your part. You don't know how you're contributing to the company, or what is it that you're doing for the company, but you just go do your part and come back. But in a startup, the employee should share that vision with you. No, we are doing something that is going to affect lives of people. It is going to affect the way people purchase, right? When Amazon came or Flipkart came, nobody knew that e-commerce is going to be a big thing, right? So they believed in the vision of say Jack Ma, or Jack Ma is Alibaba, or for that matter Jeff Bezos, who's Amazon guy, right? So they came up with a vision, and they shared that vision with their team. So when they shared their vision with the team is also looking the way Jeff Bezos is looking, or is looking at things the way the leader is looking, and hence there is a better collaboration in the entire team. The team works towards the goal automatically. They are not looking at their own good, or they are not being myopic. When I say myopic, they're not being short-sighted. They are working for a better cause, bigger cause, because they are feeling connected with that vision. So you need to communicate the vision to your team. It is always important. Then I'm sure the management around this particular as to why a particular business, right, is important. Why a particular business? What you want to do is something you need to. So when Dhanavarshini, you need to understand this, right? I mean, since you came up with the idea of cloth, you said you told me what you wanted to do. You didn't come up with an idea why you want to do it.
Yes,
right?
sir. Yes,
Right?
sir.
When you have why you don't want to do it, you will come up with a better business potency in terms of an idea which can always resound with your team and with the market also. What you want to do, cloth market, I want to do, right? What you want to do, I want to if say the biggest startup, I mean biggest success in the world today is Apple, right? Apple mobiles. You're with me? So
Yes, sir. Yes.
who started Apple Incorporation? Who was the man behind Apple Incorporation? Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs. Yes, sir.
Right? So
Yes, sir.
when Steve Jobs came up with the idea that Motorola is already in the business market, Nokia is there, Samsung is there. So Apple says, I'm going to sell mobile. So basically what he has done is he's told what he wants to do. But why does he want to do Apple business? I mean, mobile business. Everybody is there in the market already. I mean, all the mobiles are there in the market. I mean, you have mobiles ranging from 10,000 rupees, or for that matter, 2,000 rupees. Nokia used to give mobiles at 1,100, 1,200 rupees to 20, 25,000. So why does Apple want to enter into this business, right? So basically, you always define your vision statement when you are coming up with a startup, right? A leader needs to define the vision statement with why he wants to do it, not with what he wants to do it. What he wants to do. He has to understand why he wants to do. So Apple's vision was, I want to come up with a product which nobody has seen, which is absolutely aesthetically very good looking, lightweight mobiles, which is fast, right? Which is going to be which is going to be a design oriented piece. So they answered the why, right? When they answered the why, now how to do it is something that they can work on, and what to do is something they can work on. Now when they came up with the why, now this why has they can tomorrow come up with washing machines also, right? If the why, if I come up with a why I want to do this business, you can come up with a washing machine also tomorrow. But if I say I want to do what you want to do, I want to do mobile, you will be restricted to doing only mobile business, right? But if you say why I want to do a particular business, I want to be a design oriented company with an experience to the users of that particular mobile being very different from what the market. So what happens is then you can translate that kind of a business, that particular vision statement, why you want to do it, into various other businesses also. You can bring up a laptop business tomorrow, which they have already. So you can bring up a iPad business. You can bring up a earphone business. You can bring up a simple smartwatch business. So if I had not, if I had only looked at what, I would have never thought of smartwatch, right? But when I looked at why, So basically, a leader should, when he defines a vision statement, right, when he comes up with any idea that you also come up with, answer why you want to do this business, right? Simple. I'll tell you a simple thing. I happen to meet somebody. Another 3 minutes, and we'll wind up this conversation. So we'll sum up with what leadership in startup is, with those points which I have asked Naglata ma'am to jot down for us. I met a lady from, she's based out of OMR, right? OMR has a lot of tall structures, buildings, right? I mean, apartment premises with 100 apartments, 200 apartments in it, right? So she said, her vision was, I want to do something where I can build a business, not a business, but I just want to focus on the waste, the waste that comes out of your house. Every day you put your dustbins outside, or you just go and dump it in the dustbins outside on the
Garbage.
roads, right? Yeah, waste. So basically any waste for that matter, garbage, be it garbage, vegetable garbage, or be it organic waste or inorganic waste, or for that matter even lead, your mobiles, or so she said, I am going to come up with a business where I'm going to employ people to collect this waste, right? I will come. So what I will do is, I will collect this waste, I will segregate it in an organic form, organic waste, inorganic waste, and eventually something which is your e-waste, your mobiles, your earphones, your damaged calculators, or for that matter damaged mouse or laptops, damaged laptops. So I'm going to collect that and segregate it, and I'm going to create something out of it, right? So organic waste became compost, inorganic waste went to the corporation, and the e-waste eventually, where is a huge business today. I mean, e-waste, if you look at it, e-waste is a huge business today, where recycling these products eventually and coming back, becoming a refurbished, so you will see a lot of refurbished laptops, you will see a lot of refurbished mobile phones. So what happened was, she thought, I will do it as a charity, but eventually there are apartments who are calling her to come and start collecting waste, and they're ready to pay 1,000 rupees to her for every apartment every month, right? So by now, what she has done is, she answered the why. She did not say what she wanted to do, right? She did not say I want, she answered why I want to do this. I want to create something out of the waste that is coming out, and eventually help the society at large. So she answered the why, and automatically you see her business model is beautifully set. People are inviting her to take waste from the apartments and go. So you're getting my point now. So leader, so she came up with the idea. So summing up the entire conversation that I was coming around is, a leader in a startup has to have risk-taking capacity, has to have a strong vision, has to have a strong conviction of that business. Third, he has to have domain expertise. Or if he does not have, he needs to learn. He needs to have technical capabilities during the process to understand that particular business and aspects of business, be it pricing, be it product, be it marketing, be it the market outreach for that particular product. Fourth is, you need to collaborate. You should know to collaborate, be it with the industry for funding, or be it with industry for creating a team. Then fifth is the point where leadership in startup should do is something where he has to be flexible, which is very important, because rate at which you come up with an idea, if somebody is faster than you, he will copy your idea and grow much faster than you are grown. So you need to be flexible, and you need to be flexible because somebody else would grow faster than you otherwise. You need to be at a very high speed in terms of adapting to the changing business environment. And the last part is addressing a leadership. When he comes up with any idea or anything, he should answer the why and not the how or what. He should start with why, then come with a how, and then come with a what he wants to do, right? So this is I think we have learned leadership, but in case of startup tomorrow, even if you want to start a business, I mean a tea shop, just remember these points, and I'm sure you will be able to answer a lot of things. I mean, you will, of course, creativity is also important when it comes to being a leader, but uh, these are most important points, I feel. I mean, this is personally my view, that that a person should, a leadership in startup should have. Of course, apart from the other thing, he needs to motivate the team, he needs to be responsible, he needs to lead from the front, he needs to have better communication skills. All that, what a leadership skills requires, is all there, but specifically he needs to have these traits, right? So this was my take on leadership in startups, and I hope you guys understood, right? I mean, and one piece of advice to you guys, because you're going through startups, right? Read about unicorns, read about what are the startups that are there in the market today. You will come up with some idea, and when you walk the street, right, when you walk the street, keep looking at things around you. What is the businesses that are, what are the businesses around you? You will strike with an idea, and I'm sure, if you start it at a very small scale also, you would eventually get bought by a bigger player in the market. But the point is, keep your eyes and ears open when you walk the street, when you see various business models, anything, even if you're buying a kurkure, right? Look at behind it, who's the manufacturer. I mean, who's it, where was it manufactured, what are the ingredients, which company does it, which company does manufactures it, can I invest in that company, what is the stock market around it, what is the depth of that market, who are the competitors in that market. So things, you need to keep your eyes and ears open, and automatically you will start to figure out where are the gaps. And then if you have the risk taking capacity, you just go ahead and start filling that gap, right? So that's about it, I think. Yeah, this is my sum up on the entire topic that we have taken today. Yes.
Participants, do you have any questions? You can post in your chat box. Yeah. Participants, do you have any questions? Please post in your chat box. Yeah, you can unmute yourself and you can ask question.
Participants, if you have any questions, you can just put it in the chat box.
I guess no questions. I find that even sir, the people have joined in the YouTube too. I'm just checking if there is any question.
Yeah, I read one question. Sir, actually, we are unable to bring out the students from their comfort zones. What can we do? Okay, this is any idea? Okay, comfort zone. I think it's a lunchtime. It's a lunchtime, so the college should sponsor a lunch meal for everybody. Use Swiggy or Zomato and deliver them food. So I think, see, basically, I feel, if you, I mean, the idea is, the more you get involved, the more you will come up with ideas. So probably, uh, I'm sure the session would have been, I mean, I've tried keeping it simple, so I'm sure everybody was able to grasp what I was trying to tell. I did not want to sound like a person who comes up with a presentation, or for that matter, like our dear teachers who take sessions for us. So I hope I was able to connect. And if you think really that you have any queries, I mean, anything around this particular aspect of topic that we have tried understanding, you can come up with this, or you can also I will want you to create a profile on LinkedIn, come on LinkedIn, message me, and ask that question at a later stage at LinkedIn, because it's a beautiful world. You will be able to connect with a lot of corporates, a lot of professionals around, and you will be able to I mean, be it for your job or be it for funding, that's the best place to connect with professionals. So you can also come there and ask me. But I would say, if you feel that somewhere there was a connection in terms of what you have understood from the session, you can, and if you have any doubts, you can ask me for sure.
Sir, I think, yes, sir, the session is, I think the people don't have any questions to share. As you said, it is a lunchtime. They need to touch the plate. I guess so. So, Zara, can you take on the session, Amma?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for your motivational session, sir. We really enjoyed it. Gratitude makes sense of our past, brings peace for today, and creates vision for tomorrow. I would call upon Miss V. Vandana from First BCom General to give vote of thanks. Vandana, over to you.
Hello, okay. Good morning to all. I grant it is a great honor and privilege to propose the vote of thanks on this memorable occasion. I am Vandana from Sri Kanyaga Parameshwari Arts and Science College, first year BCom. Let me first of all start by giving glory to the Almighty God for making today's occasion. First and foremost, I thank a special resource person, Mr. Sudarshan Mantri, for his words of encouragement. I thank for his kindness, interest, and continuous support on spend time with busy schedule to grace the occasion. Thank you, sir. I thank your honorable correspondent, sir, Mr. Gugilam Ramesh, sir, Principal Dr. T. Mognashri, ma'am, Vice Principal P.B. Vanitha, ma'am, and Dr. N.B. Napinai, ma'am, for extending these sponsors support and encouragement. I thank ICC coordinators and supporters for giving wonderful opportunity for this. Last but not least, I thank you, my friends, for our cooperation in making this function a resourcing success. Once again, I thank you for all the participants. Thank you.
Thank you, Vandana.
1 minute, sir. Madhuvinay, ma'am, will you please post the feedback link in the YouTube? Madhuvinay, ma'am, will you please post the feedback link in the YouTube, please? Yes, sir, thank you. And the session is over. And we are very happy for being with us. And you have really have a good vision which you have given to us, how to start the business and what the leader's role towards to have a good business. So thank you for being with us and giving your enlightenment thoughts in this.
Thank you so very much, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you.
We'll share the feedback to you, sir.
So basis the grading, the lunch parcel is going to be sent, is it, to me?
Yeah, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. I think I know Langlata ma'am for a long time, so that's why I'm you guys have seen her as teacher. For me, she's been my mentor. She's seen me from 10 years, I think, when I was 18 years old. Yeah, she's seen me from there, and I've grown. So I think, yeah, words of encouragement from her has always been appreciated. I know her for a long time, and I thank Naglata ma'am. for this opportunity to have invited me to have this discussion. And thank you, Sushma ma'am, for helping around. Yeah.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. Really,
Thank you, sir.
I feel so honored to have from that place to this place. I think there is a lot of progress in you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Dear participants, kindly switch on your video for a minute for a group pic. I request the participants to kindly switch on the video for a group pic.
Dear participants, kindly switch on your video to take a group snap. Pujita, Madhuri, thank you, girls. Thank you for the screenshot.
Thank you so very much. See you, ma'am. See you. See you
Thank
all.
you, sir.
Take care.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.